The ongoing bitter feud between conservative firebrand Candace Owens and Duchess of Sussex Meghan Markle erupted again this week, but this time it was Owens landing a devastating rhetorical blow sure to leave a mark on the royals' reputation and public credibility. Speaking before a raucous capacity crowd at the Shrugged Society's Celebrating Sovereign Self-Interest conference, the uncompromising political provocateur furiously unloaded a full-throated fusillade against Markle in a searing speech titled "Unmasking the Duchess's Delusion." Owens pulled no punches, eviscerating the former American actress over her repeated, anti-reason rants demonizing the civilized world. Here we have this rich elitist liberal socialist who tried marrying into ceremonial monarchy, somehow thinking that granted her divine rights, spewing venom against the very free market prosperity ethics affording her privileged status celebrity. Owens' remarks opened to thunderous applause and cheering. What incredible hubris and lack of self-awareness informing her, denouncing the very individual liberty ideals making her bizarrely unaccomplished lifestyle even possible in the first place. Owens went on to ruthlessly eviscerate Meghan's past public positions, rhetorically deconstructing the royals' professed, progressive policy vision, merging authoritarianism with lucrative commercial entertainment elitism as fundamentally flawed Marxist propaganda oppressing the masses. We're talking complete 1984 and newspeak gaslighting logic, always projecting her empty virtue posturing animus directly back onto those of us espousing the timeless truths within America's founding Enlightenment ethics, Owens scathingly continued. Her public harangues perfectly encapsulate the left's dystopian crusade, conscripting power, usurping individualism through coerced conformity, even ironically adopting monarchy-type social supremacy hierarchies they once overthrew. And let's be clear, this Duchess's entire public identity projects the quintessential embodiment of everything freedom devotees must recognize, identifying fake narcissists maliciously manipulating language toward nefarious ideological ends, she skewered. Never before did I witness such concerted media indoctrination, cynically profiteering from redefining our civil rights movements and national discourse entirely through repulsive identitarian Ponzi schematics imposing unaccountable cronyism class structures. For nearly 2 hours, the unrelenting Owens excoriated Meghan's alleged catastrophic impacts, indoctrinating low-information masses duped into mass formation psychosis levels of anti-scientific zealotry threatening Enlightenment civilization itself. At times, the eloquent yet forceful oration channeled vintage Chris Hitchens-esque polemicist ferocity toward dogmatic assertions behind Meghan's public activist positions. Owens fearlessly enumerated point by point how the Duchess bombastically regurgitated stale diktats from a woke liturgy antithetical to humanity's progress, enriching society beyond ancestral privation and ignorance. She then rhetorically set her sights upon dissecting the innumerable ironies comprising Meghan's status as a wealthy celebrity dilettante born into the epicenter of capitalist media empires, now posturing as an authority reprimanding everyone else regarding alleged oppression microaggressions. Talk about a parodic caricature of woke hypocrisy taken to its most absurd realms, folks. Here we have literal aristocratic royalty scions amassing valueless fame and fortune by leeching from the very people creating real societal wealth and productivity. Owens declared mockingly. And yet somehow they position themselves as revolutionary leaders, ordaining us ignorant masses what we must sacrifice harder, pursuing actual upward mobility beyond dysfunctional dependency mindsets. At that point, the Ivy League-educated provocateur pivoted, leaning hard into deep-cutting personal invective, portraying Meghan as a deranged Aravista zealot waging psychological warfare against her in-laws because of some petulant vendetta quest towards self-gratifying grandeur and notoriety. Seriously, imagine the sheer narcissistic derangement fueling this woman's psyche, feeling subconsciously entitled, openly castigating the royal family, raising her to prominence over whatever perceived slights, not having readied the palace red carpet, licking her feet upon arrival. Owens goaded to loud roars and whistles throughout the packed ballroom. What kind of a moral sociopath starts leveraging children as weapons against public relations machines, choreographing endless grievance performances, exploiting them as perpetual empath exploitation props toward ulterior agendas? She questioned thunderously. These types never hold themselves accountable, recognizing the inarguable truth behind their own corrupt parasitic irrelevance without hosts subsidizing their entire vapid identities. Owens continued rhetorically flaying Meghan in perhaps even more brutal personal attacks, accusing the former actress of psychological masterminding, unconscionable Machiavellian savagery, exploiting her own mixed-race identity towards systematically dispossessing children from an ancestral familial lineage spanning millennia. This woman truly represents the most sadistic grifter imaginable, so maliciously gaslighting children, disowning entire ancestral lineages spanning generations. What insane society condones such deranged personality disorders depriving progeny cultural inheritance? She declared indignantly. I struggle envisioning a more cruel and racially deconstructing agenda than severing innocent young royals from knowing their own family origins spanning centuries. Likely unexpectedly for most within the audience assembled celebrating capitalism, however, Owens then proceeded fulminating against the corporate commercial media industrial complexes, boosting Meghan's public positions and self-promotions. Half the reason this indoctrinated zealots enjoyed international platforms fomenting her anti-rational credos stems from our most powerful media and entertainment conglomerates strategically empowering reactionary identitarian race hustlers sowing division, she bellowed chastisingly. Wake up, people, it's all an institutionalized psyops subverting Western civilization itself being waged through insidious mass indoctrination pitting everyone against their own in-group identity values. Owens' thundering stemwinder ultimately culminated accusing the Duchess of representing ground zero, igniting tribalist animosities, catalyzing societies tearing themselves apart through cynical divide and conquer Machiavellianism orchestrated by new corporatist oligarchies. The forces warping this woman's mind into such spiraling delusions pose existential threats, weaponizing identitarian hatred against Western civilization, Owens concluded ominously. History's tyrants always characterized their enemies as bourgeois overclass degenerates. So we'd be fools failing recognizing parallel societal fragmentation happening around us. Because when ravaging mobs start believing such psychoses, that's when the world witnessed some of humanity's darkest pits opening their abysses. The sheer frontal ferocity and unrestrained candor comprising Candace Owens' extended takedown immediately cemented its status as an instant internet folk legend upon video footage upload. Millions of reactions deluged social platforms, resharing clips of her graphic deconstruction savaging Meghan Markle, either cheering